City government is filled with many exciting, and some might even say glamorous jobs. Police officer, detective, crime scene analyst, firefighter, paramedic, human resources director? Hang on, who wrote this? Okay, maybe they're not all exciting and glamorous, but once you get to know the city's Information Services Director, Ken Price, the city's Finance Director, Doug Farman, and the city's Human Resources Director, Eric Von Savage, you might just change your mind.
I'm Doug Farman, Finance Director for the City of Littleton. In the Finance Department, we're primarily in charge of sales taxes, purchasing, payroll, accounting, budgeting, and reporting. Our primary function is to safeguard the assets of the city and record the revenues and expenditures of the city as accurately and according to city policy as possible. You know, I get the question a lot about why is your job fun?
I doubt that, Doug.
I really think the people make it fun. Not only are the people in the finance department just great, but the people in the city employees are just fantastic.
That's because I only hire the best employees.
And it just seems like we all have a good spirit of teamwork here.
Hi, my name is Ken Price, and I'm the Information Services Director for the City of Littleton. The IS department supports primarily the city employees, so there's about 430 city employees, and our responsibility is to provide technology support and services to all those employees. I think my job is a lot of fun because technology is always changing. So it's always a new and different thing, and it's almost every day.
Yeah, that sounds like a barrel of laughs.
Our customers come to us, the employees, and they're always asking about the latest technology, something that they've watched on an ad last night. So it's always challenging, always a learning environment.
My name is Eric Von Savage. I'm the Human Resources Director for the City of Littleton. And I don't know that anybody really wants to hear about what we do for the city. We do the benefits, the recruiting, we engage in best practices, we do organizational development. What's fun about our job? The most fun for me, anyway, is when we have opportunities to do learning and growth development with employees, training, coaching. Those are the most fun parts of our job.
Well, my first job probably goes back to elementary school. A friend of mine had a newspaper route, and he was going on vacation or something, or maybe he just wanted to get me to do it for a few weeks, but he asked me to take over his newspaper route. Apparently he took an extended vacation because I just took over his paper route after that.
Did he really say he stole a kid's job?
My first job, I was 8 years old, and my sister and I had a paper route for back when papers were actually made out of newspaper.
My very first job I got when I was a sophomore in high school. I happened to go to the same church as the owner of a local radio station. And one Sunday morning after service, he leaned over the pew and he said, "How would you like a job?" And I said, "Sure, sweeping floors." And he said, "No, I actually need a weekend disc jockey." Hi, this is Ken Price at KDZA. And I worked in radio for about 7 years. I worked for 3 different radio stations.
3 jobs? You must have been a really good DJ.
What I like to do in my spare time is I spend a lot of time with my family. We like to travel a little bit. We've taken some trips to Cozumel and took a baseball team to Japan a couple of years ago, which was really a lot of fun. My wife and I got to stay with some real Japanese families there.
As opposed to a fake Japanese family?
Had to try to communicate with them, which was challenging. And they had some fun games for people to play. And one of them somebody talked me into was being blindfolded on the beach.
Doug, I'd stop right there.
They turn you around in a circle so you're dizzy, so you're just crazy dizzy, you're blindfolded. Then they hand you a stick, and you're supposed to walk up the beach and whack this stick on a watermelon. For the life of me, I was very dizzy. I walked up the beach, and I don't think I hit the watermelon at all.
But you almost hit a Japanese kid.
Even though I love football, I grew up as a Seahawks fan, and I can't stand the Broncos, so please don't hold that against me.
What I like to do in my spare time is hiking, biking, backpacking. I've been hiking 14ers probably ever since I came to Colorado, so 14 years ago. And so I've been working little by little at hiking mall. I've hiked probably about 24 of the 14ers.
That's it? Only 24?
Got a long way to go, buddy.
I don't know, I just love it. It's a great challenge. It's beautiful. Every mountain is different. I do like riding my bike a lot. I do a lot of road biking these days. Started out mountain biking and made the transition a number of years ago to road biking. And every year, my better half and I do a fundraiser. So we just do one, we pick one, and we'll harass or solicit all of our friends to raise money for some cause.
No, harass.
In the last 5 years, we've raised money for multiple sclerosis, and we've done the MS-150. And so I have this sweet carbon fiber bike that I ride, and we'll do trainings about 50, 60 miles a day to get ready for it, because it's a pretty hefty ride, and it's a 2-day ride, 150 miles total. So when you finish the MS-150 bike race, you get a finishing medal. It's really just a participation medal.
Good for you, Eric.
But you just try and take these away from me.
I like to spend time with my family. I have a wonderful wife who I've been married to for about 28 years. We have 2 really sharp, handsome young gentlemen as sons. Naomi and I and the family own a cabin up in the mountains, so we like to get up to the cabin at least once a month and enjoy that. It's up at about 11,000 feet, so we have a wide variance in weather up there. Particularly during the winter, we get about 4 to 5 feet of snow, so that's exciting.
The weather? Can I take a nap now?
I'm also an electronic hobbyist. I like to design and build what are called microcomputers from separate integrated circuits. So it keeps my brain engaged.
Computer geek.
Really? Since the 4th grade, I've been playing the violin, and I still play it today, so 30, 40 years later.
Ooh, smart and talented.
So for the last 19 years or so, I have been the choir director at a local church. And then just recently, we moved to a new church, and I am now singing with the praise and worship group, which has just been a whole lot of fun and a real learning experience, expanding my vocal range. And
Please don't sing.
oh, goodness, no. I'm not going to sing. I'm sorry. I'll draw the line there.
Oh, thank you, thank you, thank you.
After my 12th grade year, I needed to make a decision about whether music was going to be my profession or just a hobby, if you will.
Hobby is probably best.
My wife used to do some stand-up comedy, as a matter of fact. She worked in some clubs growing up when she was young, actually, when she was high school age. And she also did some work for our church. She did some stand-up comedy for some couples retreats.
At least someone in his family is funny.
You know, if she had any spare time right now, she'd love to do that again. She loves being up in front of a crowd and being in front of an audience. She has ice running through her veins, never gets nervous. I like to just spend a lot of time with my family. I also like to spend my time watching sports, either on TV, or I like to go and watch my child play sports. He's a junior now at Arapahoe High School, and he plays 3 different sports, so that keeps him busy, keeps him out of trouble. But it's a lot of fun for me to go watch him play tennis. And he was actually number 3 Came in third place in state singles this year for Arapahoe High School, so Nicholas did really well. He also plays junior varsity basketball and plays varsity baseball.
I thought this was supposed to be about us, not our kids.
I try to spend as much time as I can watching him play all year round. My oldest son played sports too, and I was able to coach him and got to watch him play a lot of tennis and baseball over the years.
Why does he keep talking about his kids?
That's how I get my enjoyment.
In high school, I was a wrestler and a soccer player. So I wrestled a lot, and I was actually pretty good at wrestling when I was younger.
I thought Farman was the athlete of the city.
Yeah, I am a great athlete.
So I'd usually go to state, of course, but by the time I got to state, there were so many people so much better that they would just kick my butt at that point. I own an onion farm in Columbia. It's about the size of a postage stamp, but it's a little onion farm in a region called Alto Laguna, and it's actually really pretty. And so every year that we go to Columbia to visit my better half's family, we go down and we visit the farms. My better half had brought up this issue with his cousin not being able to keep his farm, which was each family member has parcels of this farm, and it was next to his mother's farm. So after a couple weeks of listening to that, I basically said, okay, so what you're telling me is you want to own an onion farm. And of course the answer was yes, so we now own an onion farm in Columbia.
I've never heard of somebody retiring on onions, and I'm a finance director.
The onion farm is not exactly the most profitable endeavor. I wouldn't recommend you putting your retirement money in it.
I'm a big sports fan, so I spend a lot of time when I'm watching television, watching various sports. It's been a little depressing right now because hockey's not on, and I kind of am a big Avs fan, so that's been a little bit depressing. Not so much of a Nuggets fan. I hated to see the baseball season end. I'm a big Rockies fan.
Ken, they lost 96 games last season.
The Broncos are doing great, so I paid a lot of attention to that.
I can't stand the Broncos.
You can edit that one out, right?
I tried to spice it up. My favorite movies are action type movies. I like to see the James Bond movies. I saw the new film, which was excellent. And I like to see the Mission Impossible type of movies. I just like them with a lot of action and good acting overall. If I have to go to a chick flick, I have to have a lot of caffeine, I have to have a lot of coffee, because I usually can't make it through the whole movie without nodding off.
Oh my gosh, my favorite all-time movie? Oh, I don't know. The pressure to pick just one.
So just say Star Wars and move on. I'm really excited about the new James Bond movie. I enjoy James Bond. I have a collection of almost all of the James Bond movies. So that's the kind of movie that I really enjoy.
James Bond? He just likes all the geeky gadgets. Hey Ken, that's payback for the Star Wars line.
My favorite spots in the city of Littleton are a lot of restaurants, a lot of different restaurants. I know when we first moved here, our whole family started going to Il Vicino over here off of Santa Fe, and they have really good food, and you can dine outside, which was really kind of fun for me and my family. We also like to go to good Thai restaurants in the city, Wild Ginger.
Favorite spots in Littleton to hang out? Wild Ginger. Love going to Wild Ginger. Home Depot. Spend an awful lot of time there and money.
Attaboy, keep those tax dollars here in the city.
I do very much enjoy the downtown area. I walk down there sometimes to have lunch and that type of thing. I particularly enjoy this time of year once the lights are on. One of my favorite places, and it's also my wife's favorite place, is the Melting Pot. We like to go there to celebrate our anniversaries and her birthday.
Yeah, they have great food, but isn't that place haunted?
No, not you guys again. We're done here.
See if I can do that with a straight face.
You get a finishing medal, but
We got blooper out of it.
And our primary function is to safeguard the of the city. Did I say that?
Yeah.
Forgot to say assets.
I'm sorry, I missed the line.
Did he just say something?
las pequeñas gentes, or sal y pimienta, because
I gave that one a little extra pizzazz, just for Ken.
Well, probably that music. Okay, let's start over.
did he really say that?
It's the best you're gonna get.
I thought there was another crop that Columbia was famous for.
A little few too many details, huh?
Please don't say.
You guys are gonna kill me on that one, I know.
You don't eat it, girl, because you know what? Get off my phone! Don't eat it!
Love it.
Okay.
You guys are awful.